endless hunger, towering height, a cold heart that never warms. These were the gifts the winter forest gave you when you accepted them 3 weeks ago. But the lore accidentally added one extra ingredient: memory. You weren't born a monster. You were born screaming in a snowbank where the cold occasionally tries to whisper your name. Algonquian country, where pleasant weather in February means you might survive until March. Tonight, you are standing at the edge of a forest, watching a small cabin. Inside are 4 people who do not know you exist. You are a Wendigo. The word comes from the Algonquian languages, the Anishinaabe, the Cree, the Innu, the Ojibwe. The lore moves across a continent of cold forests, but the rule is the same in every version. The lore is a warning. The warning is simple. There are things a man should not eat when winter comes and the food runs out. There are things a man cannot come back from. Once you do them, you become something else. Something the forest already knows. You were a trapper. You spent the winter in a small wooden cabin 2 days' walk from your village. You did this every winter. You had done it for 15 years. You knew the forest as well as anyone alive. You knew the rules. But this winter was different. The deer disappeared in October, the rabbits the next month. By December, the forest was silent. The snow was deep. The villages, when you tried to reach them, were already starving. There was nothing for anyone. In January, your trapping partner died. He was older than you. He had been thinning for weeks. One morning, he did not wake up. You buried him in the snow because the ground was frozen. You said the words your grandmother had taught you. In February, you ate your boots. You boiled the leather. You ate the bark of certain trees. You drank melted snow until your stomach hurt. You were thinning the way your partner had thinned. You knew what was coming. In late February, you went back to the snow mound where your partner was buried. The lore does not need to describe what happened next. The lore assumes you understand. The lore is older than you. The lore was written by people who had also lived through winters when the food ran out. Here is what the lore is precise about. The taste is not what changes you. The taste is bad. Your body rejects it at first. You vomit the first 3 times. You almost die from the vomiting. You eat again. Your body adapts. What changes you is the moment after. The moment you understand you are not going to die. The moment you understand the rule you have just broken. The moment you decide, quietly, that you would do it again. The Wendigo lore calls this the cold heart. The moment your heart goes cold and stays cold. Once it has gone cold, it does not warm back. No amount of summer, no amount of family. The cold lives in you now. Within a week, you began to grow. The lore is also precise on this. Wendigos are tall, taller than men should be. Your fingers extended, your jaw lengthened, your skin stretched thin over your bones. You became gaunt, the way starving men become gaunt. But instead of dying, you continued. Within 2 weeks, you could no longer fit through the door of the cabin. You walked out one morning at dawn. You did not go back. The cabin is still there. You can see it from where you stand now, a half-mile through the trees. It looks small. Within 3 weeks, you stopped feeling cold. The forest is 20 below. You are wearing nothing but the rags of the shirt you had on the day you went back to the mound. You feel only the hunger. The cold is somewhere distant. The cold does not concern you anymore. The hunger is everything now. The hunger does not respond to food. You have caught and eaten 3 rabbits in the last week. They tasted like nothing. They did nothing for the hunger. The hunger is for something you cannot find in animals. The lore is correct about this. Tonight, you are watching a small wooden cabin a half-mile from where you stand. Smoke rises from its chimney. A man inside is mending traps by lantern light. A woman is asleep in the other room. 2 children are asleep in lofts under the rafters. You are debating with yourself. The lore says that Wendigos do not debate. The lore is wrong about this. The man you were 3 weeks ago is not entirely gone. He is small now, he is quiet, but he is there. He is asking you in the dark not to cross the snow tonight. He does not have arguments. He has only an instinct. The instinct is that the man and the woman and the 2 children in the cabin had nothing to do with what happened to you. The lore agrees. The lore says that Wendigos who choose this never go back to anything that resembles a human life. And here is the cruelty of the deal you did not know you were making. The lore is also precise on this. There is a way back, not a sure way, a narrow way. The Wendigo who refuses, the lore says, the one who does not cross the snow, the one who turns and walks deeper into the forest instead of toward the cabin, can sometimes find a shaman who knows the rite. The rite is brutal. The rite involves the ice being melted from inside. It takes weeks. Many die during it, but some live. The lore preserves the names of those who lived. The lore preserves their names because they are warnings, not heroes. They are warnings that the choice exists, that the cold heart is not always permanent, that the man inside the Wendigo is sometimes still arguing. The man inside you is arguing now. He is small. He is faint. He is using up most of what he has just to ask you to turn around. Here is what the storytellers always get wrong about the Wendigo. He is not a monster. He is a man who ate something he should not have eaten. He is a man who has a small, still voice inside him that did not die. He is a man at the edge of a forest with a choice still in front of him. What does the Wendigo choose tonight? The lore is honest about this. The lore says, in different versions, both. Some cross the snow. Some turn around. The choice is real. The Wendigo is not a monster. The Wendigo is a man who ate something he should not have eaten. The man inside him is still arguing. The lore was written by people who had also been in cabins, who had also been at the edge of forests, who had also been hungry. They wrote you down because they wanted the village to remember what could happen and what could still be undone.